Welcome, and I'm bringing you today a Nakajima Ki-43 fighter plane. I'm going to show you how to scratch build one of these yourself. You can use any materials you want, to be honest. I'm just going to show you how I do it. I'm going to try a few different ways of doing things later on and give you some more ideas on how to make things. The Ki-43 was the standard army fighter of the Japanese Air Force, or the Japanese Army Air Force. Japan had two air forces, neither had anything to do with each other. The Navy tended to go for the Zero and planes like that. The Army went for the Ki-43, which is this one. The Ki-43 had the highest kill ratio of any other aircraft in the Japanese Air Force. It was a very efficient little killing machine. It was very easy to fly. The downside of it was the complete lack of armour, as in it didn't have any. The Japanese believed that manoeuvrability was more important than armour, which was fine at the beginning of the war when the Japanese planes could simply outfly anything in the sky, whereas towards the end of the war, when the Americans and British were packing heavy weapons in their airplanes, the Ki-43 found itself a victim rather than the victor. Despite that, it was the most efficient fighter aircraft for the Japanese Air Force, and I'm going to show you how to build one for use with your bolt action figures. I up to now have not actually found one that I can buy in 1/56 scale, so this is going to be very handy for me. I do have a few planes in 1/56 scale, but I don't actually use them. Mainly because they don't belong to the armies that I actually own, because I stupidly bought them, meaning to do something else, and I ended up doing this. So hey, I think I'm not going to get into an argument. So here is the aircraft in its finished state, and I'm going to show you how I made it. So here we go. So to start off with, you need some card. I just got some card. It's actually the sort of card you could draw pictures on, but it only costs £1 for a sheet, so it's really cheap. So you draw the picture of the plane, the outline of the plane, a couple of scoring lines so you know exactly where the centre of the wing is. Draw the overall outline of the plane. There's two ways of doing this. The first way is basically measuring it out and drawing by hand, and the second way is printing a picture of the plane or a diagram of the plane in the scale that you need it, scaling it up, and then just copying it. I prefer to draw by hand. I just find it easier doing it that way. And given that the models are going to be flying on a flying stand, they're not going to be that close to the actual figures you're using. They don't have to be that exact. So that's the basic outline of the tailplane, the main part of the plane, and the wing. And then you need some balsa, and you stick the balsa. You will stick the balsa on the side. You will shave the balsa and make it nice and curved so it fits, and that will flesh out the plane when you started building it. And here's what it looks like when you've assembled it. The scoring lines on the bottom you can see I've used. You just score it down the centre, and that enables you to make the wings in that lovely little gull shape. Well, not gull shape, that's more the valve. The wings are slightly curved. It gives slightly better lift and slightly better manoeuvrability, but that's when it's a real aeroplane. So what you have now is the basic shape of the plane, which you can now start working on. And you can see how the balsa's gone on, and I've shaved the balsa to fit and be nice and curved and smooth. And then what we'll do is we'll put some milliput on it and start making it look like an actual plane. So I have added the tailplane to this aircraft. There's the tailplane. As I mentioned on my other videos, when you're going to be putting milliput all over something, the best thing to do is have a solid surface you've done so you can hold on to it while you do the rest of the plane. Because if you don't have that, you tend to grab hold of a bit of wing that's been done and end up with a huge thumbprint in it, and then it gets really annoying and you might use harsh language. So that's the tailplane done, which I'm going to use as something to hold on to. You can see how it's beginning to take shape already, and we will see what it looks like when I put a fuselage on it. Now you can see I've put the main fuselage on. It's a lot easier doing fuselage on Japanese aeroplanes than some others because there's a lot less detail to put on the side, and also the nose cowling's so big you can just put it on as a huge lot. The cockpit is actually stuck on after the main part of the fuselage is finished and then just scored around. So that's the main fuselage. So now the next thing is to put the wings on, and the wings are going to be the easiest part because you can hold on to the rest of the plane to do it. And now we have the wings. So there the wings are, all nicely fitted on. You just put them on, scrape it off and put in whatever detail you like, and that's what they look like when it's done. So all I really need to do now is paint it and mount it, and then I have a fully operational 28mm aircraft. And here is the finished aircraft. I've painted it up in a sort of darker green and then brushed over it with a lighter green to try and get the kind of look that the Japanese had for the early war aircraft. Army in the early war used green paint work, and Navy tended to use light grey, whereas later on in the war the Army switched to using light grey or not even painting the planes at all, so they'd have been silver. Whereas the Navy went to using green, so that's how you can tell the difference depending on what stage of the war you're at. I haven't put highlights on the Japanese sun because many early war aircraft didn't bother putting highlights on them. I've got a stripe on the tailplane which you can see, which denotes which unit it belongs to. Usually each squadron or each flight would have its own distinctive tail. And on the nose, as with all Japanese aircraft, they've painted an anti-glare stripe. So there you have it, a Ki-43 Nakajima fighter. I will just stick it on a mount ready to play with. And there you have it, a complete finished aeroplane ready to play with. So, if you have enjoyed the video, then please click like, and if you want to see me doing anything else, then do that too. I really enjoy doing this sort of stuff. I'm always scratch building stuff, and since I've started getting into the 28mm World War II a bit more heavier than I used to, then I'm doing a lot more of this scratch building stuff, because a lot of the stuff is very hard to source, and the stuff that you can source tends to be rather expensive, and I don't really see it's worth it unless you're really committed to doing it. So I hope this gives you a few ideas, and I hope if you want to design your own airplanes, make your own airplanes, then I hope this is a good way of getting you into doing it. And if you enjoyed the video, then please click like, and if you want to see anything else, just let me know. Thank you very much, and good day.